morning, well, good super morning, as it is 1 a.m. on my side of town. Uh, you know, some has just come to my attention as far as things that's going on in my life. And so, as Meek was saying, I just push live and talk. But, today I just want to talk about, well, this morning I want to talk about focus, and for those that don't know what I'm talking about as far as focus, the meaning of focus is a center of activity, attraction, or attention. It also means to cause, to be concentrated, and to bring into focus, right? So I don't know. Yesterday, Wednesday was pretty tough day for me. I was going through some things, and it was, you know, I was losing things today. Losing loved ones, uh, family going through certain things in life. Uh, I just needed to try to stay focused, and I lost it today, all because of the events and actions that happened in my life today. So I just wanted to, you know, get myself together so I could stay focused, right? Because in order for me to go forward with life, I have to focus on the things that's in front of me. Now, I always pray that, you know, things like or events like today don't come and overwhelm me. But today it did, right? And so I'm just here to, just to, like I said, get myself focused on my new season. And it's kind of hard, right? For me, I'm not, I've lost in my life before, obviously. If y'all know my story, y'all would understand why this shouldn't be hurting. But, you know, when you lose a life, or when you lose a relationship, or when you lose whatever type of relationship it is, whether it's a family member walking out the door on you, whether it's a husband or a wife or a boyfriend or a girlfriend or a friend walking out or ending or coming to a close, it's hard for you to focus on what's ahead of you when you deem that they are important in your life or they made an impact in your life. So the question for me would be, how do I, stay focused? How do you stay focused when you're in pain? How do you stay focused when you're going through a trial and tribulation? How do you stay focused when it seems like everything is collapsing on you at one time? And I don't, I would guess you would have to push through, you know, but sometimes that seems hard. When you're going down the road, for those, for those that drive at night, and, you may see a deer flash before your eyes, you have to step on your brakes. And maybe that's what I need to do today, step on my brakes, because things are flashing before my eyes. And loss is never easy. Loss of focus can't be easy because you're so used to seeing what's right there in front of you. Maybe it's time, as much as you want to put blinders on and just lose your vision to your left, to your right, sometimes you just got to stay focused what you're looking at. Sometimes that's hard because so much happens in a day, so much happens at a particular moment that you can lose your focus. You can take your eye off the prize. You can take your eyes off of the plan that you made to go into your new season. And so I am asking, well, since I'm here, I'm asking myself, how do I get back on track? Does the pain hurt? Yes. Like I said, nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to subtract from something that they deem worthy of having. And so, how do you go forward? Is a great question. See, people think that you're not supposed to have emotions. People expect most people, most men, since I'm a guy, I'm not supposed to care. I'm not supposed to be emotional about loss. That's a lie. Because if you have that type of love for a situation or a person and you lose it, it's gonna hurt you. And you have to step on the brakes, like I said. Now, how do you gather yourself together? You still got to get on that road. You still got to make your destination. You still got to be focused. But right now, lines are blurred. The focus is not there. For some people, you know, a tear may come out of their eye. An emotion might overtake your sense of focus. And it's not easy to just jump back on the horse and gallop into the direction. We all know that our time on earth is limited. And when people come into your life or situations come into your life that you deem worthy, you go ahead and make the attempt to attach yourself to that situation, attach yourself to the person that you deem worthy of. But just as soon as or just as fast as those relationships come, they can go. And it's not really a fault if they're removed from your life. It could be mutual. It could be uh, not a catastrophe, but with death, that pain is always there. But as far as a living relationship, it can be mutual. It can be one-sided, whatever. But sometimes you gotta hold yourself accountable of what your role in the situation was when it comes to the living relationship. What role did you play in the demise of your relationship, your friendship, your partnership, your marriages, or whatever? Were you the one that's stirring up the pot, or did you let the pot overcook? You have to know, but do we really, are we really paying attention to what's going on in front of us? Do we really understand that with time, you have to allow it to grow? We have to stay focused on that, right? Like for me, I don't think I was going to rest well today without having this conversation because so much has happened. So much was going on with me. And so I just decided, let me talk about it. And I don't care if there's one person, two people, 10 people. I'm just going to make this conversation anyhow. But to stay focused, man, I have to remove things. I have to remove this pain. I have to remove the loss. But it's not easy. And for whoever's going to catch the replay, it may sound like I'm rambling, I'm mumbling. But, you know, a loss is a loss, and it will take away from your focus. It will not allow you to see what's ahead of you. When you lose, you'll always look back. You may say, what if the situation lasted longer? Or what if this person was still here? Or anything like that. You're always going to look backwards. And I know I said before that, we're not supposed to stare in the rearview mirror. We're supposed to stay focused. This is one of the times that you may have to pull over and, look back in that rearview mirror, because a lot has happened. You passed, so much has passed you by. And it's a one-way road. You can't just back up and go get what you just lost. You may have some good memories, but you would always want to make more memories. So now it's time for me to sit on the side of the road to get myself together. Put the car in park. Think about what's my next step. I see the road right in front of me, and there's no traffic. But to me, I'm still standing still. All because I lost my focus on what happened today. Sometimes you just want to get out the car and scream and holler. Why? Just feel like your tire got flattened. You got to look in that everything seems fine, but you know something's off. And you're saying to yourself, why? What the hell's going on? How did I get to this point? Why the hell did I pull over? Because you're not focused. Something is going on with you. Something has happened. So my question to whoever is watching or whoever catches the replay, how do you go forward from losing? Yeah, we understand we're not going to win every time, but this is a different type of loss. This is not a battle. This is not a fight. This is personal. You know what I mean? This is personal when you lose somebody that you care about, when you lose someone that you love, or you lose a situation that's been a part of you. No matter how long the situation was there, it just brought you a peace of mind. It brought a newness to you. It brought a sense of urgency to you. But it was taken away just as fast as you got it. How do you combat that? You planted a seed for these things and you saw a little growth, and now it was just withered away. How do you come back from that? How do you focus on what's next? Is there doubt creeping in your mind because of it? Is there doubt because death has knocked on your seed? Realist, good morning. How do you focus? How do you go forward with this? It's it's one it's one of those things that you may not have an answer for. Some people might say grieve, but nobody knows how to grieve. Everybody grieves differently, right? Well, do what the person that you lost would want you to do. That's cool. That's understandable because you love that person. You want to do what you think they would want you to do. But it's not the same feeling. It's not the same mojo as if they was there with you, right? But you're trying to focus on what they would want. But it doesn't, your focus is going to be off because you're going to keep looking behind you like, are you coming? Are you riding with me? Are you rolling with me? But we have to be focused. We still have to be focused. It's tough. Trust me, y'all, it's tough. Today was not a good day, right? You hearing things, you get phone calls with the utmost urgencies. Hey, such and such is going through this. Such and such is going through that. And they may be your go-to ear. They may be your go-to confidant. And now, because they're not there, we tend to get stuck. I always say you got to have one to confide in, one to trust, one that'll allow you to vent and let loose to. I lost the one, which is sad. So now you got to regather. So now, like I said, I'm on the road, but I'm pulled over. I stopped. I'm just sitting here looking one aimlessly. No clue. Seems like I have no direction now. I know where I'm supposed to go. I know where I'm supposed to be focused on. But I'm not concentrated on that right now. I'm concentrated on loss. I need to get myself together. It's easy to yell it out. It's easy to, cuss it out. You son of a gun. Why'd you do this? Why'd you leave me? Why'd you do this? But now I have to put on a coat that I didn't want to put on. The coat of loss. I lost so much in life. I don't want to put this coat on no more. I already know what it's like. I know where it's at. I know where I hung it up at. But now I got to wear it again. And just when I was driving, I had cruise control on. We was cruising. We was cruising to the goal, cruising to the destination. The focus was right there. Good morning, Rachel. It was right there. And now, like I said, it feels like a tire blew out. But the tire, all four of my tires are fine. No check engine light. No transmission fluid leaking. None of that stuff the car is fine. But it ain't got the oomph. It seemed like the horsepower just stopped. It's not ready to take off. That's how I feel about my focus today. I know I'm supposed to be getting ready for my new season. But every time you prepare for something good, you prepare yourself for what you think is coming. A monkey wrench is thrown, or the police throw the spikes in your direction just for you to lose control. So now you can't focus on what you need to focus on. I know people will say, the battle's not mine. It may not be mine. But guess what I come out with? I still come out with a loss. I lost somebody. I lost this. I lost that person. I lost him. I lost her. I lost them. A loss is not weighed all the same. It's not. You can't lose a loved one and you can't compare it to like, oh, well, I lost my favorite hat. It's not the same. You don't love that hat like you would love that person. Sometimes you think that person will be irreplaceable. But like I said, you gotta gather yourself. And if you're crying, you gotta wipe the tears out your eyes. And even if you're not crying out loud, your soul is crying. You're lost. You lost someone. You may have thought you lost the best thing you ever had. You may have lost the best friend you ever had. But you gotta go. What would you want? What would you want me to do? Most people will say, well, since I ain't here, I would want you to keep going. I'm not in pain. But not the selfishness, the human nature that I have is feeling that pain. I could say selfish. You get selfish enough not to want to lose a person. It's like if a person lost their mom and their mom lived to be 100 years old. You know they can't live forever, but damn it, you still want them around you. Or a father, let's just say a parent. You still would want that person around you. But they can't be here no more. They're not in pain. You're not causing pain or whatever the situation is. There's no harm coming to them. So why are you sad? You know what I mean? If you in a bad situation, you gotta love them. You gotta love them enough to let them go free. You can't be. This is not the time to be selfish. It's really not. But human nature tells us it's okay to be selfish because that person you may never see again. Well, you won't see him again if it's death. You can only close your eyes and imagine what could have been if they were still around you. What would it have been down the road? My road dog is gone. Whether, like I said, whether it's a family member, a boyfriend, girlfriend, you name it, they gone. They're not in the car next to you. So now you got to go on this journey alone. For a lot of people, that may be fine. But when you plan the trip with somebody, you expected them to go throughout the entire trip. No shortcuts. We're gonna ride it out. If it's a storm on the road, we're gonna throw the hazards on and slowly get up the hill. Or we're gonna pull over and we're gonna wait it out. But now they're gone. How do you wait it out? There's no one there but you. The road dog is gone. The person that you wanted there, they're not in the car with you no more. How does it go? How does it work? I promise you, when I picked this topic, first of all, this topic was supposed to be for next week, but today it hit hard. So now I'm trying to gain my focus back. As I'm staring at my profile. I'm supposed to be soaring, but now I'm having engine problems. All because the person that would fuel me, the person that was fueling me, is no longer there. They disappeared. They was taken from me, or they walked out, or whatever the situation may be. How do we keep our focus? How do we still go? We can't. We're not even going to do the speed limit now. We're slow rolling now. Some of us might even quit and say, "Yo, I'm not even focused on the goal anymore. I just want to sit here and mope. I want to sit here and cry, or I want to sit here and have a pity party." But instead of us picking ourselves up and going forward, we'll sit right there and have that pity party. We'll sit there and have that emotional outburst. We'll sit there and have that loud cry. But how long should we do it for? Like I said, people grieve differently. I'm one of them people that I'm just tired of losing. I've been tired of losing. I've been losing people in my life for a very long time. It almost gets scary because you be like, listen, I'm tired of losing. Enough is enough. Not to say you're going to do anything to yourself, but you're just tired of losing. It's like sometimes you wish you can just wake up and it was just a nightmare because nobody wants to dream like that. But it's reality. We're going to lose people. We're going to lose people that we wanted to take this trip with. I've said it before, no man is an island. So now that you adding people into your life, you feel good. You feel blessed. You feel like you coming up. Not so much if they've been taken away from you. Not so much if they walk, if you allow them to walk out the door. It's not a fighting situation. It's just a sad one because you always going to ask yourself, what could I have done to prevent this situation from occurring? Even death. If I would have been there with the person, if I would have held their hand just a little longer, if they could have just felt my presence. That's not always the case. But now I'm sidetracked. Now I'm derailed. Now I felt like I lost focus. Excuse me, on what's ahead of me. I still want to get there, but I don't want to get there as urgent as I once did. Man, life is terrible. Life is harsh sometimes. Because even when you're doing right, something is always bound to happen. It's like when we were small and we ride our bikes and we we cranking it, pedaling hard. And then for some strange reason, we'll miss the pedal and we'll start to wobble. We lose the momentum that we had. And God forbid if you're going down the hill, because now you can't stop. Some people will try to put their foot down there just to slow themselves down. But in this situation, I didn't even see it coming. I thought everything was good. That person was good. Now they're no longer here. Now they're going through a trial and tribulation. And it's derailed me. So, you know, it's just hard. Now it's going to be a little longer to get my focus back. I wish I can I wish I can have that tunnel vision or those things that they put on the horse so they can't look to their right or their left. But in real life, you get to see more than just what's in front of you. You get to see what's on the side of you. And sometimes you could turn all the way around and see what's behind you. Does it mean that you're supposed to carry the baggage? No. You're supposed to stay focused. I'm going to get to my destination. I'm going to get to refocus on what my goal is for my new season. But that does not mean I'm not feeling the pain of this distraction. I'm not feeling the pain of this loss. It hurts, you know? And like I said, because that was the person that you can tell, now you're telling nobody. So I just decided to tell it here. Tell it right now, because there's other people that's going to be affected with my focus. If I need to I need to get to my goal. And when I get to my goal, there's other people that's going to prosper from it. But right now, I don't feel like doing it. Right now, I'm stuck in a rut. I got to regain my focus. I could look to the hills from which my help may come, but it's like I don't want to right now. And it's not a woe is me moment. It's not a victim Olympics moment. It's just a sad moment. I know I'm going to get up, but I don't feel like it right now. And I'm pretty sure everybody's had that moment. I'm pretty sure that it's happened to a lot of us. I know what you're feeling. I've also lost and questioned myself. What could I have done? Exactly. Oh, Rachel, I appreciate the kind words that you said earlier. That's the original reason why, that some people had encouraged me to even start the page, the channel, because if you can inspire one person to go through a trial and tribulation, then you're winning. Now, just as much as I have inspired you, you're now inspiring me. And it's crazy because a lot of people would say, well, since you inspire others, you should be inspiring yourself. That's not the case all the time. Everybody's not perfect. If we was all perfect, there would be no good and evil. We would just be all good. Right? But now that I'm down in my doldrums, how do I get my focus back? I'm not going to get there in the next hour or whatever my life GPS said. Now I'm being derailed. Now I'm stuck. I got to get myself together. But right now, thanks to the people that's watching, I'm letting it out. I don't have to carry it with me, because the more that you carry, the slower you get. The more of a weight that you put on yourself, the slower you get. So now I have to release this. I'm just releasing it out loud because I can't release it to the person that I truly wanted to, because they're not here anymore. They're not here. They either been taken away in this case, or for some other people, we allowed them to walk out the door. It depends on how you lost the person. But no matter how you lost a person, a loss is a loss. So I have to focus now. I have to get back on my winning ways. I got to wipe the tears from my eyes. I got to stop being emotional. Yes, men could be emotional too. Don't let people fool you. Because if you ain't got no emotions in you, how you living? You ain't a robot. You're a human being. You got to feel something in this life. But now you shake it off. Now you go forward. Yeah, you're going to look behind you. Yeah, you're going to say, what if? What could have been? But you got to put that in your rearview mirror. As hard as it may seem, as impossible of a task that it may feel like in your soul right now, I will have to do that. I'm going to miss that person. I'm going to miss the people that I've lost today. But I have to go forward. I have to. Just to reach my destination. Maybe it'll bring me some peace, but it will definitely give me a cause to inspire myself to go forward with. It may not sound reasonable to some people, but I get it. Right now, it's about me. And I'm not a selfish person. But right now, I'm the one that's in the doldrums. I'm the one that's in a rut. I'm the one that has the weight that's holding me back. If I take a step forward, it feels like cement is on my foot. or if I take another step forward, it's like I'm stepping in quicksand. Something is holding me back. Grief is holding me back. Let's be real. I'm grieving. But now I have to find my way to get focused. I have to find my way to do the things that I need to do to go forward. Yeah, it's going to hurt. I definitely understand that because I did not see this coming. I did not. All you know is you got a phone call saying, hey, this is what's going on, which is why I raised you. I left the live earlier today when we was all on live with Meek. This is why I left. That's why I said those that know the words of prayer, pray for me. Because even the strongest can get weak. We truly must know that. We have to know that because we all have hit a weak spot or a weak point in our life. And if we haven't, God bless you. But what I wouldn't want is you to feel this pain. What I wouldn't want you to do is to feel the loss. But I'm feeling the loss because someone left. And even if you did expect it, you still feel that loss. So now I gotta refocus. Like I said, now I gotta wipe the tear out my eye. Now I gotta blow my nose because I'm tired of crying. I'm not even a crier, but I'm crying. This loss hurts. You can only pray and say thank the person. Like thank you, thank you for being here for me. Thank you for giving me encouraging words. Thank you for being who you were in my life. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being my parent. Whoever it was. But in this case, the loss is still there for me. And like I said, I didn't see it coming. And like I said, if you sit there and say, if I only knew, what could have I done differently? Should I have reached out more often? Should I have been more compassionate to what they wanted? Should I have given that person more time? That's all we can do right now is say, what if, what could I, what should I have done? But somewhere, if you know that person, if you truly know that person, if you love that person, you know they saying, yo, get over it. If they wanted the best for you, you know they saying, get back focused. Close your eyes and open them. Let them refocus on that destination, that goal that you wanted to go to. You're almost there. Be the little engine that could. Instead of thinking, know that you can get there. Reach your destination. But damn, it's going to hurt. Damn, it's going to feel heavier. It's not going to be the same joy that you had because that person you wanted to go with is not there with you. So, with that being, it's rough. And I know good and well I wasn't going to go to sleep tonight. So I pulled a Meek. I pushed live and talked. And do I feel a little better? I do. I thank the people that's here with me, that's listening to me. But I just felt like, hey, I need to let this go because y'all know pressure bust pipes. And I don't want the diamond out of this rough. Because if you really understood who the person that you lost was, they were the true jewel. You know what I mean? Like they were the jewel. I don't want to create a new jewel out of the jewel that I lost. You know what I mean? It's not a it's not a, it's I'm not gaining anything out of this. I've lost. No matter what the jewel is, I don't care if it was a pearl, a diamond, platinum. I don't care what it was. Whatever the metal was, I don't want it. Whatever the jewel was, I don't want that. You always gonna want the jewel that you lost, the jewel that made you feel good, and not the jewel like the jewelry, but the jewel of the person. But I have to dust myself off. I have to focus myself. And I'm here to say, you know what? Finish line. I'm coming. I'm still coming. I just I I, I just need a little more time. But as we already know, the race is not given to the swift nor the strong, but to those that endure to the end. And today I had to endure. No, I am, Rachel. Thank you. I am. I've been doing that all day. I've been letting it out all day. I've been reaching out all day, knowing that I'm not getting a response. Picking up the phone, calling people, knowing they're not going to respond, just to grab it and say, "Yo, hey, how you doing? What's up? What's going on?" You know, but knowing that that's not going to happen, you still got that fighting chance. You still believe it, even when you don't see it, but you still holding on to it. You're still fighting for it, and it's not happening. It's not going to work. You may not hear that voice. You may hear another voice, but it won't be that voice. You might dream so hard that you may hear that voice. You know what I mean? Like, oh, it's the same exact voice. I'm here. Where you going? Come back. You know what I mean? Like, but I have to get focused. I really do. It doesn't mean that I stopped loving the person. I just love the person in a different aspect now. I have to love the person in the aspect of what would they want me to do. When somebody loses their parent, they say, okay, what will my parent want me to do right now? They will want me to be responsible and keep going forward because they love me that much. I'm so sorry to hear that, Rachel. It really, it's just a sad moment. And people don't understand that you got to recover from seeing something like that. But the question is, how? Like, there's a lot of times I would right now offer myself. If you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody to cry, you need their shoulder to cry on, you need that ear to yell in, I'm here. But right now it's me. Right now is one of the rare times that you don't really know what to do, right? Because it's you. You got to help yourself. You're so selfless that sometimes you don't be selfish with yourself, right? I'm glad to hear that, Rachel. You have to be around, you need support. You need that support. And I would, and the funny thing was, before I was doing this live, I was going to ask, what happened to yesterday? What happened to when you had a bunch of people around you that was going to be there to catch you if you fall, and for family members and things like that? What happened to seeing each other a whole lot, not just Thanksgiving or Christmas? But every, at least once a month, I'm like, what happened to the families that was cooking Sunday dinners? We all want to meet up at somebody's house for Sunday dinner. We have become so unfocused on the priority that the goal is the goalpost has been moved. We're not even focused on the goalpost. We don't even realize that the goalpost has been moved. But right now we're focused on other things. We got to stop focusing on ourselves. But when you love somebody, you don't focus on yourself. So you take care, you sacrifice yourself for somebody else. Like I said earlier, sometimes we do got to be selfish with ourselves. Right now, I'm being selfish because I lost somebody. You know what I mean? I really did. I lost somebody. So it's like a piece of somebody is gone. A piece of you is gone if that person meant that much to you. And like I said, it don't have to be death literally, but something inside you has died if the person left you that you love, whatever. It's like they took a piece of you when they walked out the door, or when they closed the door, or if they slammed the door, whatever they did, they took a piece of you with them. Like I said, whether it's if it was intentional or not, it doesn't matter. A loss is a loss. But I have to focus. Like, close your eyes. Just just close them until you think you can reopen them and get focused again. You know? And that's what type of time I'm on right now. I know I wasn't going to sleep today because I've been in and out of reality over a loss. I lost I lost more than once today. Or so I believe. And that's I mean, they say death comes in threes. But loss could come in threes too, because they can all be tied to death. Because if a part of you dies, that's death. If a person that you love dies, that's death. And if you lose focus, that could be a death too. So now I have to resurrect the focus. I have to allow it time to reemerge as the goal. I have to. I'm still in a race. I still have to run it. I still have to complete it. I have a destiny that I still must go to. It's just going to be lighter because the person that you thought was going to be there, it's not going to be there. But today did suck though. Or Wednesday did suck. It really did. I really wish I can pray that no news like that can get to a person. I really do pray that a relationship don't go awry like that. I really can pray that. I really can. Yes, Rachel. Self preservation is a law of nature. But because, but the thing is, right? When you love somebody more than you love you, when you not love somebody more than you love yourself, because you still love yourself, but when you love somebody more times than not, that person will come first because you do so much to make that person the priority. But If they died or if they walked out the door, the pain is still going to be there. Like I said, I caught myself calling, texting to no response. Catch yourself staring at the phone. Like, why they not picking up the phone? Why are they ignoring me? But you understand, it's over. And it's a sad way to put it. But because they was part of the focus of the day and you lost it, it's it's a sucky thing. So, like I said, I gotta gather myself. I gotta refocus. Some people may say you gotta downsize. You don't need a big minivan when you're driving by yourself. But the minivan was for everybody that I was picking up to get to the goal because I was that focused that we all could win. But it's not gonna be that way now. I might as well get a pedal bike and act like I'm on the Tour de France and just ride my way to the goal, to the goal, to the finish line. Or maybe I'll just take my time and slow walk it. Leave the car there, slow walk it. But what I do know is that while I'm gonna get there, I'm gonna refocus. I'm gonna clear the vision to focus on the destination that I need to go to. It's just gonna be at a different pace, and it's just gonna be a little bit lonelier, right? So, you know, but like I said, what a day. This was not a good day. And those, well, but they always say, look for the red flags. But what if there's no flags flying? You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't the beach. You put the red flags up for the sharks. If that was the shark, woo. Thank you, Rachel, because I am going to get to that finish line, and I'm going to dedicate it to the to the to the people that I lost, to the person that I lost, and that's who we owe the victory to. Well, we owe the victory to God, but we're going to do it in their honor to the person that we lost. So, Rachel, I truly, truly hope that you get to your destination, and whoever you racing for, whoever honor you doing it for, I pray that they I pray that they receive it, and I pray that you feel their gladness within you when you get to your destination, when you refocus and get on your goal and get to your finish line. May they receive that, and may you feel the biggest spiritual hug, like they're really there hugging you, because that's what I'm going to expect from mine. And whenever the destination, like I said, we planned it early. That's why we don't procrastinate. We left early. So when we get to that line, when we get to finish, we won't be late doing it. When I get to my new season, I won't be late for it because we started that early. We were so excited to get there. So I know I'm not going to be late. I know there's still time. I know the person that I lost will want me to get to the victory line in spite of. I hope I hope they see what I'm doing. I hope they hear what I'm saying. And I hope that they understand how much I love them. Whether you're here or not, you're still loved. Rachel, I understand whether they're here or not, you still love the person. So do it in their honor. Finish the race in their honor. Because that's what I'm going to do with mines. It doesn't mean that you don't, you're not going to feel sad. It doesn't mean that you didn't lose your focus. It just means that in their honor, in their honor, we got to regain the focus. You really learn to live in the moment. It definitely makes you live for today, right? Especially if it's a person that you want to be with, or it's a person that you really value in your life, because we already know tomorrow's not promised. But like I said, it's just going to hit differently when they're not there with you physically. Human nature. We can be, none of us like to lose, but like I said, it's human nature. But they, like I said, even if it was just a relationship, if they left, we pray that they no longer in pain, emotionally and spiritually. We know death takes all of that away. But I'm talking about for anybody else that lost somebody, like I said, through a relationship, whatever it was, besides death, because they're gonna have to refocus too if they're still here living. They're gonna have to focus on what they want to do next. So yeah, it was just this is one of those times that I'm not. It's you have to encourage yourself to finish, but it's not. It may not seem an encouraging message or an encouraging word, but sometimes you just what they say you got to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And God's plan is to get to the finish line. That's what He wants you to do. If He placed it in your heart for it to be the new season, excuse me. If He placed it in your heart for that to be your next season, your new season, then you go ahead and strive for it because that's God's plan. You don't want to miss your blessing, but you sure would have wanted the blessing to be with somebody that you wanted to be with. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to share their blessing to a certain extent, especially to that one that you care about. But like I said, they're not here. They're not here at all. So it's something, you know. And like I said, I know this is not a live that I'm accustomed to having. It's not an uplifting live. It's not an uplifting conversation right now. But if you're going through this, if you need to hear this, it may not be today, but YouTube keep these forever. So whoever's gonna need this and subscribe to me, or you want to share it to somebody that's going through this or whatever it is, it's right here for you. We still have a game. We still have a race to finish. And even though we lost somebody, we're gonna have to focus to get to where we gotta go. We have to focus to our new season. Just -1. Have I have you ever been around people and you still feel alone? Yes. I've been around I've been around wow. I got I do one better, Rachel. I've been in the stadium and heard no roar. I was just there. I bypassed all sound, all vision. I was just looking at nothing. That's how gone I've been. I've been that far apart from reality. So yes, to answer your question, yes. And it's a scary feeling. And it's not like you're saying you're giving up. It's just that you're not in reality at that particular time. Right. So yeah, I felt that. But guess what, Rachel? You found your focus. You regained your focus. Not that you got tunnel vision, but you regained your focus because you're still here. You're still functioning. And it's not human nature to function like this normally unless you're really used to losing all the time. So you have been blessed, right? You turn that you turned that loss into a stepping stone. And that stepping stone is going to be your testimony of how you continue to go forward in spite of losing. And that's what I have to do. I have to turn this around, not for not for popularity, but to regain my focus, you know? And my focus it's going to come back. I'm not really worried about it coming back. I'm just worried. I'm not even worried about the length. Like I said, I started early. That's why, I always tell people don't wait till the last minute. If you can get it done, get it done. If you can start it early, start it early. It's just like cooking. You can always prep your meat and put it in the fridge and let it marinate for the next day. Or you could be fast Eddie and season it, throw it on the grill if you're grilling, or throw it in the oven if you're broiling. And the result is the result. But it just tastes better with time. And that's how much, you know, the victory is going to taste when we get to the goal, once we refocus on the goal, on the new season. So yeah, I totally understand what you're saying, Rachel. But one thing for sure, I'm very happy that you made it through that situation. And even, you know, you found a support group. That's even better, right? But even though I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling right now, like I said before, my offer will never come off the table. And that's for anybody that needs to hear it, or that hears it on the replay or whatever. If you feel like you need somebody to talk to, I don't care if I'm the last person on the planet Earth, I will offer my ear, I will offer my time, just so you can get whatever you need to get off you, your chest, your mind, your soul, whatever. I'm here for it. I'm here for you. And that part of my focus is never going to go away. Like I said, I'm just going through something right now, but that part of the focus, that'll never stop. Not as long as I'm breathing. Not as long as I have my right sense of mind. That will always be a focus of mine. To be there for someone that don't need it. I mean, excuse me, to be there for someone that don't have it. Not that they don't need it. You know, just like I did in Thanksgiving, I'm going to do the same thing for Christmas, and I'll probably do the same thing, for the new year, because not everybody has somebody. And today is going to research is going to re-solidify my thought process, because I know that, hey, loss could come at any time. So I'm gonna keep my focus on that. I'm gonna refocus on my new season. And this may not have been the a part of, you know, the series that it, I wanted it to be, but I'm gonna add it because it's a part of life. Every season is not gonna be sunny. Every season is not gonna be cloudless. There may be a drop of rain coming. There may be even a storm. But if you can weather it, you can always focus to your finish line. Yes, I'm blessed with all things I need: good health, food, roof over my head, the basic things in life. That is a good thing, Rachel. It is. You have the basics, but do you think you have all your necessities? Right? We have to focus on the necessities too, and not turn those wants into a necessity. Because if we do that, oh, well, Rachel, I guess we'll be celebrating that day for you. And if I'm on at the particular time and you jump on there, I will celebrate it with you. Like I said, I want to do the best that I can for anybody that's can hear me or see me, whether it's a live or a replay, to understand that, hey, somebody thought about me, even if they didn't know my name. Somebody thought about me, even if they didn't know I didn't if I existed or not. I want to do that. Like today, I was so gung ho. I was going to, like, I had so much energy to do today before all of this occurred, before I realized all of this was happening. Like, I wanted to start a network. I was reaching out to people to do a network, but I never even reached out to nobody. Like, networking don't even care for me right now. And I'm talking about networking on YouTube, you know, because I think one voice is great, but numbers of voices can move mountains. Number of voices can tear down walls. That was a focus that I had today too. But like I said, I lost my focus. I really did. It was a couple of people that I was gonna reach out to today, but I think I lost so much today that I can't even reach out to the people that I want to reach out to. I've lost today. So, I just, maybe it'll come back. That conversation may come back. But, as of today, it's just an idea. It's not even a focal point right now. But I really would like to bring that back up, you know. But it's gonna, like I said, I'll have that conversation later when the focus is better, when the focal point is better focus. Thank you, Rachel, for the kind words. Because sometimes, like, we're so focused that we forget reality can strike at any time, right? If if we really truly understand that this can occur, we'll be. It's not like you prepare for it, but is it fair to say it wouldn't be so unexpected? You know what I mean? I just wouldn't want it to be unexpected like this. Give me a. I'm gonna take a quick commercial break. Nobody go nowhere. I'm back. Thank you for your patience. But yeah, it's it's an unexpected event, and like I said, nobody really wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose, but at the end of the day, it happens, and we're not always we're never prepared for it. But like I said, to fit the topic, we'll lose focus because no one wants to lose. Not like this. Even like I said, even if it's a relationship and it's mutual, nobody wants to lose. Period. So, you know, it's like I said, for me, it was just one of these days. It was a day that I did not want to happen. It was a day that I did not expect. But like I said, it happened. So it's different, So it's just totally different. And it's something that, like I said, I would never want nobody to go through. And if you're going through it alone, I would never want you to go through it alone. But for me today, I just felt like I needed to have this conversation, whether it was with anybody on here. I just preferred it here because I don't know. It brought me a little peace to it. I did, because like I said, it happened so earlier in the day that I seen the situation. I couldn't hold it anymore, so I just decided to have it now. You know, and I don't expect everybody to understand what I'm saying, but I'm just saying it. And if somebody understands what I'm saying, I hope they're not feeling the way that I'm feeling. If that makes any sense. So it's a lot. You you try to be you try to be strong and you try to support people in spite of what you're going through. But it did, today wasn't a good day for me. I couldn't support anybody. I was so out of it, you know. I know here it's different because they'll tell you hit the like button and things like that. But like I said, it's just different. It's no one, no one. Like I said, nobody wants to admit that they're in pain or they're hurting or whatever's going on. But sometimes we go through this. We do go through it. So it's like Good for you. Sometimes you just have to vent, let it out. Yeah. And you can't even worry about, you know, it's you don't worry about what other people feeling. You don't worry about, well, you're always the strong one. Because even, if you get scriptural, it says when you're weak, then you're strong, right? Meaning even at your weakest point, you can always be strong because you're gonna find your strength somewhere. And yeah, that's true too, Rachel, because most men won't have this conversation. I don't know. They may, YouTube has a funny way of categorizing men when they go through things like this. A simp, he's in this feminine energy. Uh, like I said, simp. Things like that. But in all reality, if you got 26, if you got chromosomes from both parents, somewhere down the line is going to be activated. Not all of them, but emotions going to be activated. And even though they say that's a female thing, it happens to men too, right? We're just not allowed to show it. We're not allowed. We're not allowed to just come out and say, "I love somebody. I love another man," as a brother. It's frowned upon. It's frowned upon if you tell a female that you love them before the female tells you. It's frowned upon by so many different people. But sometimes you just got to shout it out, like, "Hey, this is how I feel. If I love a person, I love a person, right? If I think I'm doing the right thing, I'm going to keep doing the right thing." I don't know why they try to make men like a robot. They want us to be emotionless, but we got to be ruthless. I don't know how that works, right? Because in order to be ruthless, you got to get rid of all the cares in the world. And a robot can't do that because it can't care. You know what I mean? So I don't know why society, why life doesn't allow us to do what we do. Whether it's, you ain't got to be all the way, like, we're always going to touch the opposite sex, is always going to touch the opposite, sexes genre, right? Like sometimes a female may do something that a man would do, and a man will do sometimes what a female will do. As long as it's not a normal situation, we should be able to live with that. But we get too caught up in the world. We should be just living in the world, not be confined of it. You know, you can't show feelings, emotions, be vulnerable. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I do. But the world has turned emotions into a genre. Yeah, I say a genre. It becomes funny if a man tell, like I said, it's funny if a man say, "Yo, I love you, bro." Yo, you can't say that too loud, right? If you say something like "I love you," new thing is the young people will say, "Pause." Yo, pause. You go that route? No, I'm not even saying it like that. You can't love a person without having that type of tendency. You understand? But that's the way of the world. And like I said earlier, if a man tells a girl that before the girl tells the man, he's soft. He sees on simp mode. You got a little. They might even say you got a little sugar in the tank. You know what I mean? I don't know, but that's the way people view things. We gotta focus. We gotta understand that Emotions is a part of life. Love is a part of life. We we could fight for everything else in the world. We fight for stupid things. Let's fight for reality. Let's fight for our folk to get our focus back. Let's fight to keep going to where we need to go in spite of losing. I always say that a quitter never wins and a winner never quits. So I have to, portray that every day. I can't quit because, I lost, but it do hurt. You know what I'm saying? It hurt a lot. It really hurts that, someone has left your life unexpectedly. It don't mean that you didn't love the person. It don't mean that, you know, it don't mean a lot. It don't mean that you didn't care. It don't mean that. It just means that you lost the person that you love. And that's going to happen. It's how you pick yourself up and go on forward is how it goes. If you're in a relationship and you depart mutually, you still would want the best for that person. You still would love that person. Sometimes you gotta love them enough to let them go. You can't force somebody to do something that they don't want to do. You can't force nobody to be where they don't want to be. You can't force yourself. You can't force a circle into a triangle. Stop forcing yourself. Stay focused. If that circle don't fit there, find another circle to pair it up with. You know, yeah, but that's the thing, Rachel. I am human, but for so long, you. It's not like you forget it, but sometimes you don't. You do these things for so long, you don't portray it. A routine is a routine. It's like a religion. You turn religion into a routine. It's not. It's an everyday thing. You know, you got to get up and thank the Lord. You got to say grace every time you eat. You know what I mean? That's a routine. So yeah, it's a lot. Love doesn't hurt. I don't agree with that, Rachel. Losing a loved one hurts. The misuse of love hurts. Love doesn't hurt because when it's done right, it's a beautiful thing. When it's done at its highest peak, there's nothing better than that. You know. So I disagree. I understand what you're saying, but I don't I don't agree with it. And it's okay to agree to disagree, but I definitely understand what you're saying because I've never given up on love. I believe that love is the foundation of life. And even when it's cracked, you can always repair it. Now, if it falls apart, you can always rebuild. You can always rebuild the foundation and make it better. So it just hurts. I think it hurts when you lose it. I don't even think it hurts when you fight for it. Because if you do it valiantly, you're not you're not even a loser because you tried it. It just hurts for someone that never had it. It hurts for someone that never got to focus on what love truly is. It's a great thing if you really knew what it was. But some of us don't even focus on love because our own desires get in the way, and that's why love don't really work for some people. That's what I mean. Because if you didn't love that person, I love that person, it wouldn't hurt. Okay. All I'm saying is that it hurts more if you, like you said, it hurts more if you didn't love them, or yeah, it hurts more if you didn't love them. It don't even hurt when it's not reciprocated to you, because if that's who you are, if you're a loving person and it's not reciprocated to you, it hurts that you didn't get it back. But you don't really blame. You should not blame yourself for doing it, because that's who you are, right? So I don't think that you should hurt in that form of fashion because of that. I don't. So but my opinion may not be a fact. You know what I mean? Everybody views things differently. Everybody everybody's focus on that situation is always going to be different, because we have two different ideas, two different eyes, two different ways of viewing it, right? So a lot is, like I said, a lot has occurred. And like I said, I'm just thankful. It's crazy because I'm thankful for doing it live. It has allowed me to clear my mind, clear my thoughts, you know, and just by us having this conversation, it allows us to go through the process and not by ourselves, you know, and that's always an awesome thing. It's awesome where two people can come to an agreement, and even without viewing a person, you can come, even without me hearing your voice, not seeing your face, you can come to an agreement, right? And the agreement is that we're trying to move on from a loss. We're trying to refocus ourselves to a daily situation, even through a loss. Like I said, one, it may be traumatic, personal, but you're trying to go forward with it. So that's that's something that's not glamorized on YouTube, that you can actually go through something and it could be productive. I'm sorry to hear that, Rachel. But yeah, it might it I mean, if it if it was if it was mutual, it may hurt a little bit less. But like I said, when you love, nobody loves wants to lose a love, right? Like I said, it don't matter what it is. It don't matter if it was death. It doesn't matter if it was a relationship. I think a relationship hurts more, right? Because if you love that person and then the person wants out, I'm not saying in your case because I don't know what happened for the divorce to occur, but what I'm saying is you love that person and then they want out. It hurts more because you may start to doubt yourself. You may, like I said, what could I have done better? Could I have could I have loved that person more? Could I have loved him more? If it's a guy, could I have loved her more? What could I have done to keep it where it was at or keep it progressing? But a lot of the time we take that for granted and we don't work on what we have in the first place. We lose focus on the goal, which is to live life together till death do us part in a marriage. In your case, in a relationship, you're trying to get to that marriage so you can go through sickness and health together, which are poor or death do you part. But some of us don't even get. Some of us don't even get to the altar. Some of us, when we get to the altar, we just think the honeymoon's gonna last forever. We don't focus on what we need to do to go to keep it going, to keep it going fresh, to keep it alive. So I totally get that. I do. You know, like I said, I'm just wow. But you now understand what I'm saying. A loss at any level of it is still gonna take you out of orbit. It's gonna make you not focus. But one way, shape, or form, we're gonna have to refocus and begin anew. And that's why, like I see, you see how you saying all this, Rachel. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all gotta, your situations, your tests will always become a testimony. And I think if you was to focus on the fact that your words can help somebody, it'll allow you to be more vocal, right? And I'm not just saying that because it was done to me. I just believe that if you have a voice and your voice could be heard, if you could win one, you're winning, you know? And I just think that this is a platform surrounding that you can actually do that with. So, yeah, I would, I would, you know, like even in this conversation, like I said, we're able to have a conversation, and whether we understand it or not, we're helping each other. It's a blessing to be a helping, even through a grieving scenario, even through a tribulation. So I would suggest you do that. So I tell you one thing, this is one of the longest lives that I had. And it's only, I know what to say, 3. So, but I'm only talking to one person. But I truly do thank you, Rachel, because all day, ever since I rewatched the live and I saw what you said, it humbled me. And I was just like, even even on a day of loss, you have allowed me to be a helping, even if it was some time ago. But your calling is still your calling. If you're allowed to help one person, even when you're down in the doldrums, you're still completing you, you're still completing your task. You're still being a blessing. But it allowed me to focus a little bit, and sometimes it's just a little bit that allows you to activate what you need to activate. That's why they say the faith the size of a mustard seed could move a mountain. You only need a little bit. You got to use what you got. And ever since you said that earlier, it's I've been fighting. I've been fighting to get the focus. But today it made me focus on talking about focus. Something said, "Don't you go to bed without talking about focus," and that's what I've done. I've done that. It's a blessing just to be real. It is it's humbling just to be real, and I know that people will try to knock it down and criticize it and turn it upside down and make your good evil spoken of. But as long as you stay focused on being just that, for the most part, you'll get through the days. Because there will be some days you'll lose. You might lose it. You might not come out of character, but you will want to feel defensive and defend yourself. I'll just say it like that. Well, I think the people that came through. I thank the people that came into the chat and spoke. But most of all, I thank those people that just sat here and listened to me converse and talk my way through the losses that I had today. You don't understand how much you helped me. There's no value to the things that I can give you. I truly appreciate you guys being here. And like I said, it wasn't the way I wanted to add to my series to prepare ourselves for a new season. But sometimes when an audible comes, it may be for the best. And I hope that this is for the best to prepare whoever listened to the series to get to their new seasons. It prepare you to get ready for any obstacle coming. This is a heavy obstacle to lose your focus. But if you leave early enough, you can gain your focus and get to your finish line, which will be the final live of the series, finishing. But you can finish the race to your new season. So once again, I thank you all for listening to me. I think you ain't had to be here no at this time of night. Whatever 3 people was here. Rachel, I see you, and I didn't want to point you out specifically, but because you're the only one that's chatting, I am gonna thank you because you're chatting. I don't know the other. Well, Realist was here. Thank you, Realist. And the numbers went up and down. But I just, I thank all that stopped by. I pray that your your night get better, and may your day, when you do arise, if it's God's will, may it be better than it was yesterday. With that being said, everybody, try to rest and have a good next day when you arise. Good night, everybody. I appreciate you, Rachel. Thank you very much. I don't know who the 4 other people was.